So, hi, and welcome back to another episode of my YouTube channel where I review movies, TV shows, and other things I find interesting to talk about. And I'm Sarah. You can find me anywhere on Sarah of Horror. But yes, so sorry about the delay, but I had an unfortunate incident. My phone, I had a flip phone, the flippy ones, and the screen broke. Like it became all black, and then it started to living its own life. I couldn't do anything, not even like log into the phone. And I was working later, so I was like, oh, I have to get this fixed. Got to the store, and they were like, oh yeah, you will have to wait like 2 weeks for it to be repaired. I'm like, I can't go 2 weeks on a phone because like I I need it for work. I need it for all of my social things. I need to be able to travel to work because I have the travel app on my phone. So the only thing I could do was to upgrade the phone. And apparently in that store they don't sell flip phones anymore. They can't. They aren't allowed to. Maybe this has happened to other people because 2 weeks ago my boss had the same thing happen to her phone. So maybe that's a huge manufacturing error with flip phones. But that's not the topic of today's issue. I just wanted to let you know what happened. To get another phone, and yeah, there was huge issues with getting everything back because I had like two-way authentication on my old phone, which I couldn't do anything with. I couldn't press anything. So there were huge issues, and yeah, I I have been dealing with a lot of headaches from that. Now I'm finally able to film this review as promised, and I've been looking forward to it. But yeah, so that happened with my phone. So, if I haven't been answering any messages or just been super slow with things, it's because of that. But as promised, today I'll be talking about Fear Street Prom Queen. Yay, Abby is gracing us with her queeniness. Yes. Yeah, but the new horror film on Netflix. Fear Street Prom Queen. It's from 2025. It's directed by Matt Palmer. It's starring India Fowler, Susanna Sun, Vera Straza, Catherine Waterston, Lily Taylor, and Chris Klein. Like, among a lot of people. There's a huge cast in this one. So, in this one, we are at prom, and the it girls of the school are suddenly being targeted and killed one by one. So, what is really going on? Okay, so I have been a fan of the other like Fear Street movies that Netflix released. I really like the one from the 90s, I think. This one is 1988. So, 80s theme. I'm on board with that. Love the 80s. So I was really looking forward to this. And also, they released posters to this, which had kind of like old school slasher vibes, which I'm really vibing with. So I was looking forward to watching this. As soon as, Friday hit, Friday 23rd, I was about to say 13th, but nope. I waited until I could go over to, my best friend Andrew's place, and I was like, okay, let's watch this. And we did. And I do have some mixed feelings about this one. I love the slasher vibes. I love some of the casting. Like, it was fun to see Chris Klein in this one. Yes, I was like, oh my god, that's him from, American Pie and other things. But, so I was happy to see him back. But very early on, me and Andres, we told each other, oh, wouldn't it be wouldn't it be typical if this was the twist? Like, these were the killers or killer. And yeah, that was exactly it. And I was like, what? Okay. So I have to say, I was a bit disappointed with my prediction or our prediction. Because I don't know, I didn't really want it to be like that. Because the motive felt kind of bland, a bit typical. I wanted them to put just some more effort and thought into that whole twist and who the killer was. So yeah, I'm not entirely satisfied with how Prom Queen ended. But what I am kind of satisfied about were the kills. Some of the kills were actually really gruesome and really creative. talking about someone getting like part of their face kind of cut into, which would look kind of cool. And there were some bloody sequences, people getting limbs chopped off, and just the blood spraying. And I like that. I wish we had gotten even more of that, because there were some kills that kind of cut away from too fast, in my opinion. But some kills were really good. So I think that is like the strong point of Prom Queen for me. And of course, it is reminiscent of a lot of these old school slasher movies, as I talked about. Prom Night is one that comes in mind, obviously. And the characters, they were very, very cliche. A lot of them were kind of bland. Like, I'm trying to, think about the characters, and I'm trying to remember them all. I don't think that I can, because some of them were kind of not memorable. But there were still some fun scenes. And also there were some good like chase scenes, because a lot of slasher movies are kind of famous for having really good chasing scenes. And one of them has to be I Know What You Did Last Summer, when Sarah Michelle Gellar's character Helen is being chased. That scene, fantastic. So they do have some good chase scenes in this one as well. So I appreciate that, because there are certain points or things I'm looking for in a slasher film. But yeah, we talked about the ending, the twist, that's one. And kills, of course, characters, actors, chase scenes, and also weapons. That is another important point. And yeah, the choice of weapons, it was okay. It was quite fun in some kills. But is this movie like that memorable, or how does it stack up against the other Fear Street movies? And I think I have to say that this is the one that I am kind of the least impressed by. I think I like the other three more, because I still have so many vivid scenes playing in my head when I'm thinking about those other three movies. And I'm already kind of forgetting about this one. So that kind of says a lot. But it did have some good music, it had some fun dialogue. There were like 2 or 3 characters that really stood out. We had like a DJ that was quite funny. Oh, sorry, it's prom. I have to. Yes. Unfortunately, this movie will be very mixed for me. Like, I don't want to be hating on it too much, because it did have some redeeming points, and I've seen far worse mainstream like horror slasher movies for sure. So at least I like the theme, all the marketing PR behind it. The posters were cool. I do like the 80s kind of feeling, the whole prom night sort of hysteria. Because in Sweden, at least, we don't really have prom night or anything like, we don't have prom or anything like that, unless like the school themselves decide to organize it. But I've never heard of anyone that I know having a prom, and my high school certainly didn't have a prom. So yeah, it is quite intriguing in just watching that whole environment when I'm not used to that environment. But no, we have had some slasher movies or horror films having prom in them. So yeah, it's always fun to see like how chaotic will this prom be. And I mean, the Prom Night remake is certainly more horrible than this one, for sure. Yeah, so at least this one is better than that. And I was entertained in some scenes. As I said, I was disappointed in a few things that I talked about, and then there were some kind of positives. So yeah, it's a mixed bag for sure. If you're a Fear Street fan and you like the other films, give this one a chance. If you like slashers and the whole 80s and prom night vibe, Yeah, check it out. But I don't think you should have like any high expectations for it though, then you might be disappointed. So, what will Fear Street Prom Queen get from me? I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, so a 5 out of 10 to the new Fear Street Prom Queen movie. It was okay, not the worst, not the best. But of course, let me know your own opinions in the comments below, and you can comment like a little crown or something for the algorithm. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next one. And hopefully my phone troubles won't be here anymore. But yeah, see you in the upcoming week. Bye!